Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Alex Yeager from Mayfair Games, and you had news or at least updates on a couple of items that either
one of the things
you weren't going to do or
we were when we released Catan Explorers and Pirates.
Right.
We were very confident that Klaus had put out there that we weren't going to be doing a 5-6 player expansion for that expansion because it's such a monstrous board and because there are so many components involved. His impression was that we really didn't feel like it was going to be an effective use to try and do that 5-6 player.
Right. And yet
fans convinced him otherwise.
Right.
So one of the things we're trying now to kind of mea culpa out to everybody is that we are indeed doing a 5-6 player expansion for Explorers and Pirates.
Right.
It's something it's in development right now. We expect to see it here in the next couple months.
So by the end of 2013.
We're right now. I think it's still in its final development. The pieces, of course, all exist and whatnot.
Right.
So it's something that we're just trying to make sure we get the word out on that. It's kind of a tribute to the people who are really fans of Catan and fans of the expansions that say, hey, 5-6 player, we kind of need it. We really want it.
We got cities, we got Seafarers. Don't mess with us.
And it was really, and Klaus is savvy enough to realize that perhaps the fans in this case were able to do that. So he was delightful. He really he said, well, I'll see if we can make this work. He has, and right now we're just kind of putting the crossing the T's and dotting the I's to make that piece happen. So on the Catan front, of course, we have this. We have helpers for Catan, which we hope to have here, but we had a card stock issue, so we weren't able to have copies of that here, but we'll have that out soon.
And I know this was initially something that was published just by Catan, like in Germany. It came out a few years ago.
Right. It was a promo item that was given away at Essen by Cosmos, and of course, it actually also was used as sort of the framework for the character cards in Star Trek Catan.
Yes.
So this will be the original set of cards from the Cosmos edition, a little cleaned up, but effectively the same set of cards in English that we'll be releasing as kind of our mini expansion like we do with the tile sheet expansions every year.
Okay. And ideally before the end of the year.
Right, the helpers will be out this year.
Okay.
For sure.
So that's just a card stock issue.
Right, that's just a small pack of cards, and we'll have that shortly.
So to continue with Catan, it's a game that I guess, seeing as you're sure, it's kind of, the game you go to. You also have the maps, I'm blanking on all the particular states right now.
Federation Space, yes. The Star Trek.
I don't mean that.
That one, okay.
I mean the actual, you have the giveaways at Gen Con where you did annually, and now you've actually produced them for sale?
Sure. There was enough of an outcry of people that really wanted to be able to get those maps that we've started to sell those through the Catan shop individually. And we actually have some plans to ramp up that program a little bit as well in the upcoming years.
Right.
So we've talked about doing the states, we're doing the geographic regions of Europe and Germany, and we have we think we have our next trick up our sleeve about ready to reveal, but we're going to see some ramp up in that program as time goes on.
That's right. Maybe Discworld Catan.
Actually, a few years back, of course, Catan and Discworld merged. The Spiel im Österreich folks over in Germany did that as part of an Essen thing for a while. So they're already there. We know we have an example of what that might look like.
So are these the same format as the original? The original were giveaways, if I recall correctly,
sure.
And they were thick paper unfolding.
And they currently continue to be the posters. We're not doing anything. They're just going to.
They're not a board.
No, they're not board. We've talked about maybe doing a mounted set at some point in the future, but right now, the technology existed. We could get it out there quickly for the people who wanted them, and so that at least in the short term is how we wanted to move forward with it.
Okay.
So it's been a lot of interesting new things, kind of popping up.
Well,
of course, we had
our
big
the Federation map as well for
a Federation map. Of course, we just did our huge world record 922 person Catan game last night. 922 simultaneous people. Playing the same game, the same board in a sense of Catan.
That's right.
And that's something now we're looking at possibly trying to create a kit that people could have to be able to do their own massive Catan games, as part of clubs or stores or whatever. So there's a lot of really interesting new things popping up in that universe.
Right. It's interesting. I mean, still, it's like 18 years on.
18 years on, and truly one of the little business points, for those people it is very easy to dismiss Catan as saying, been there, done that, got the T-shirt, got the expansions. But for Mayfair in the U.S., the Settlers of Catan has sold more every year than the year previous since its release in 1996.
Right.
And this year absolutely is no exception.
Right.
So this continues to be, we continue to find people to show this game to that have never seen it before, get them excited about it, and let them tell their friends. So it continues to be a growing market, and we're delighted to be a part of it.
Do you think there's a limit at some point? I mean, clearly there is a
limit.
population limit.
There is a limit. Yeah, in that sense, we are not there yet, and we are many years away from hitting it.
Right.
We truly are on that arc to become that next ubiquitous game in every household in the U.S. That's the goal. That's what we're aiming for, and that's hopefully where we'll end up.
You're on that path, at least right now, for doing that. So, all right. Well, thanks
so
for the
much.
overview.
Appreciate it.
Stay in touch for what's next.
Indeed.
That's right.
Thanks.
At some point, you're going to say, like, yeah, we're done with Catan. No more Catan.
After my mortgage is done, I'm dead. So.